Yo, 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 yo. Motherfucker. Yeah, that, what? 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 This is time, this is rhyme, this is rhyme. Surprise the rhyme. 마요네카노 programmi. 기분 없으시다라.真実が見えると言うけど Let me know the truth. Black. And konbanwa minasan, kyou wa suiyobi senjou desu. Ore wa Garrison Archangel no producer, Paolo desu. Hi everyone, this is Wednesday Warzone and with your producer, the Garrison Archangel producer, Paolo. And hi everyone. Okay, so there are two people right now. This is supposed to just be like a September update video, the first week update. Let me just lower the volume. Okay, so this is the September 1st week video update for Wednesday Warzone. We just had a Wednesday Warzone last week where we basically covered all the stuff we weren't able to cover in the missing Wednesday Warzone. So it's only been 1 week since then, and we just want to give you guys a general update. First of all, our focus right now, like I've said in previous Wednesday Warzones, is the missions mode. So in missions mode, we fixed certain issues that we found in the last week's Wednesday Warzone regarding the new missions we released for preview. So that update will drop soon, maybe later or end of week. And for this issue of Wednesday Warzone, outside of those fixes, so I guess we'll have a demonstration right now of what the special missions are like. Okay, so we have a Sunfield Frontier and no one else. Okay, so Sunfield Frontier it is. So, like I said, the special missions, as a continuation from last week's Wednesday Warzone, they're not like the ordinary procedurally generated missions, because you can, I forgot, sorry. There are things appearing here that we're not supposed to show just yet. Lol. Okay, let's just say that was a spoiler. I was about to say that the special missions we have for this mode, for missions mode, are special missions that don't follow the procedural generated missions that you'd normally see in our existing missions mode. One of the special missions that were in the game for public testing was the tournament special mission, and as you can see, the format of tournament is very different from normal missions. So special missions are supposed to be sorry, I'm just gonna do something, are supposed to be missions that don't follow the standard RNG procedural generated mission stuff. And like I said, they're handmade missions that have that can be replayed, and they don't really change in terms of what the objectives are, the difficulty level. Yeah, those don't change. Okay, so they're gone for now. I don't want to talk about those new enemies just yet, but we did show them off in the Archangel announcements for July, August. And you can get these special missions by getting a positive prestige reputation with any of the four main factions, which are the Imperial Legion, the Separatists, and the two warring factions, Dukeron and Sunfield Frontier. Actually, Dukeron and Sunfield Frontier have a lot of emails that hint at the narrative as to why they're waging the war. So if you guys were reading the emails, you might get an idea of what's happening and what's going on. And the special missions are supposed to illustrate the key points in that narrative. So for now I help the Imperial Legion, so we're supposed to. What's going on here? Okay, there we go. We're supposed to. Yeah. Oh. I didn't unlock it yet. Why is that? Did I complete it prior? Not even positive. Okay. So I'm not sure why that didn't appear. So because I reset the mission data. So I'll try getting a Dukeron positive prestige rating right now. But anyway, I think I covered it. I covered, at least discussed it. I was also able to play part of the special missions last time, and these were supposed to release for the preview version of the game. But like I said in last week's episode of Wednesday Warzone, something came up and we addressed those issues. So we're gonna have an update for the next preview, so you guys can try out those missions. There are actually 4 special missions in the game, and we're slowly gonna add them up as time goes on. And I guess that's gonna be what I'm gonna show later. There will be new stuff coming up related to those special missions and new stages. So the new stages might take a bit longer. They didn't make it for this episode, but I'll just say it's really gonna be a dramatic change from what we have. That's all I can say about that right now. It's gonna be really a dramatic change, but we're getting there. So I think I'll have a Duke Corone special mission. Yes, I will have a Duke Corone special mission. Okay, so in the last Wednesday Warzone, I showed you the Duke Corone special mission, which had set objectives and set like difficulty, and I said that you can actually just upgrade your Archangel and then come back later. So for this, oh no, last time I was playing Sunfield Frontier, so we were on the other side of this map. So I'll just say it's something to do with that. we were playing 2 sides of the same mission. So of course you can actually, due to the nature of the game, you can actually play both missions in one run. It's there's a final set of missions that'll lock you into a route. Like, you'll surely be the enemy of the Duke Corone. It'll be very hard to get their trust back. And yeah, if you just play along the Sunfield Frontier line, most likely you won't be able to ever become friends with the Duke Corone for that run. So for now, you can play this. You can play these first missions. The first missions are supposed to be like set up for the narrative points. So for now, what this is they're fighting over the solar farm. And yeah, so if you were playing the Sunfield Frontier, you'd start over here at this tower and then fight your way to the center. But since I'm Duke Corone, I started from the center, held my position, and now I'm supposed to mop up the enemy forces. And there's supposed to be a third phase to this fight. Oh my, I might not make it. Why is this grunt is pretty good. And then there's this tank. Okay. So the fighting has gone to the to that mound, to those hills over there. I'll just hang back here and steal some energy. No, you guys didn't leave me any energy. Okay, so I have to destroy 2 more guys. Okay. But anyway, like I said, due to the nature of the special missions, you can actually just come back with a stronger mech, and more or less you'll face the same. You'll face the same objectives. You'll know what to expect. Right now, I'm just using the starter mech. I just refreshed the mission. Oh, yeah, the third phase began. So I'm just using the starter mech. I was just using basic starter mission, starter equipment stuff, and as you can see, I can just play the solar farm skirmish again. But because I failed, I took up a turn, and everyone who's played the missions mode knows that turns are like your time limit. Once you reach turn 50, something happens and the game ends and you reset. So you do want to build up and complete the narrative of your selected faction within those 50 turns. And since this is still early development, we're going to be adding a lot of dramatic stuff in the coming updates. We'll try to balance it around those 50 turns. Right now, we've balanced the 50 turns around the procedural stuff, the money and souls and prestige you can get, and how many upgrades and new weapons you can unlock by just helping certain factions. So right now, people are saying you have an average of 2 to 3 factions per run. So with the with the addition of the narration, you might have one other, like, other than, for example, if you're helping Ducaron, you'll most likely get the Montaglion manufacturer to like you, because Ducaron and Montaglion are allied in this conflict. So you'll most likely get Montag parts really easily, and I'm imagining you can have one more faction with them. Of course, you can just play Imperial Legion, which right now makes farming for parts really easy. I actually spoiled a bit of it, but their bonuses like help out people who just want to unlock parts. And yeah, so the 4 routes will determine also, I guess, the leanings of certain people. And I just want to say that what we have planned for the upcoming missions, they'll really, I don't know what to say, blow your mind, I guess. It's gonna be really different from what our usual Archangel is like, what we're used to with Archangel. I mean, this missions mode is already pretty different from how Archangel started out. If you see our original plans for Archangel, we just wanted a small arena fighter. Why is that guy so good at dodging? He's not even an ace. Oh my god. Okay, so I guess I already demonstrated. So if you guys can try it yourself, we'll update this in preview mode so you guys can experience that solar farm skirmish for yourselves. Kumi and Cacao are pretty hard to fight, I'll just say. We might adjust the difficulty on them in the future. So yeah, that being said, that was just an update to our fixes from last week and the special missions. Like I said, the upcoming stuff is really it's gonna be mind-blowing when we get it in the game. Right now, I'm not able to show it, and I'm a little sad, but in the future, you guys might also get as excited as I am. I'm actually just trying to keep it secret as much as I could. But anyway, here is the update for this week. Oh yeah, I turned off the cheat, so let's just activate it again. So back to main menu. Yeah, we have a certain debug thing, and you guys saw things earlier that you shouldn't have seen. So for now, this is what we were supposed to show you. There are going to be new enemy types, and this will be pretty wild. Oh no, I lost control. So we actually showed this in our Discord for a bit. I'm not sure why that guy's fighting. Not supposed to be fighting, bro. You're a dummy. Okay. And there are going to be lots of different enemy types, and you will see a lot of these in the special missions. And we're also going to be adding them to the procedural missions. So I'm just going to fly around, just to let you guys look at what you're going to see. So imagine getting into an enemy fortress with a lot of these turrets, and then you still have to fight Archangels alongside them. So it's going to be really intense, and it's going to be really challenging. Especially the final missions. The final missions, let's just say there's going to be a lot of these guys, and it's going to be a new playing field. And yeah, this was supposed to just be a glimpse, but as you can see, there are new targets and stuff. And we're going to put them in the follow-up special missions along with those guys you saw earlier. But I didn't want to show off the capability of those guys because I really want the experience to be something new for the people to kind of discover, and so we can have something to cover in the next Wednesday Warzone, I guess. But let's just say the units I showed earlier, they're a bit more complete than these ones I'm showing off here. For these ones, we're just setting up the missions to place them in. Especially the big command vehicles. They will be sabotage mission targets, so you'll want to keep whacking at them while keeping certain enemies off your tail. And yeah. Okay, so that's it. This is the small update we just wanted to show off. And these aren't even all the turrets and defense emplacements we're putting in. There's a lot more to come, and it's related to what I said earlier regarding the final missions, which are going to be very different from what you're normally used to in GA. So yeah, let's go to question and answers. I've just been talking straight, so yeah, the controller's being weird. Enemy generator stations immediately. Yeah, there will be all sorts of static defense targets. So, wait, sorry. What's up with that? Okay. Is there anyone in the Wednesday Warzone? Now I have the first comment this Warzone. Okay. Hold on, guys. There's something coming up. There's something that came up. I'll try to reconnect to the YouTube chat. But that's basically what I just wanted to show. I just wanted to update everyone regarding the special missions and the stuff to come, and given what I showed off, the different turrets and static enemy types, you'll be seeing a lot more mission variety, because we're used to missions where you have to fight enemy forces, or basically everything's mobile. You have to safeguard mobile targets, you have to destroy mobile targets, you have to deal damage to mobile targets, you have to capture an area with the help of mobile allies, or you have to defend an area against mobile enemies. I guess it'll be weird if you had to secure an area and there were turrets there, but that's also going to be a possibility in the future. You'll have to clear out the area of turrets, then defend it. So there's a lot that can happen with those static targets, and it's going to change the game. As you can see there, just having a few missile launchers and cannons, rail cannons, it was a different kind of challenge because of the sheer firepower they could throw at you. Unlike when fighting like mobile enemies, they have melee attacks. They have to fly towards you. In other words, they have more downtime in general compared to turrets. Turrets just have the non-firing state, but most of the time they're firing at you. But at the same time, they have new weaknesses, like you can just fly around them. And I think that will change how the game goes. So yeah, okay, I think we have it here. All right, so excited to see what may have changed. Did you finish your special mission thing? Sorry, I'm late. What did I miss? Just started. Okay, bugs inside of bugs. Bugception. Good early access. The change of this map is for me. You move slower, get lit on fire, easier to deal with. The change to this map is weird. Okay. Instant death at least. Can't wait for boss fights to get added. Yeah. Speak of the devil, you need ideas for unique boss fights. I've got a few. We have a bunch of boss fights planned, and like I said, we intend to just finish the current campaign, just get 4 complete narratives, and all the factions get something to wrap them up, like a finale for each of the factions. We'll add more once we clear those goals we set. Also, the special missions will be similar with you playing defense or offense, depending on each rival or faction. Putting in a recharge station thing would make sense since it's a power generation facility. Yeah, one of the ideas I was floating is that there are allied units who actually drop those power-ups for you between waves, and it's going to be part of the special missions. Any plans to ramp up the difficulty every time you have a missions mode rerun of the beginner? They actually increase right now because of your starting equipment. If you replay missions mode with your mech carried over from the last run, you actually have higher difficulty than if you had a weaker mech. We also actually add a +1 to that, but we do have a maximum difficulty, so we don't want to push it too far. Will we get to know characters specific to routes to get more lore? You right now, our plan is you will get specific emails and you will fight specific enemies. We are also working with certain volunteers regarding narrative, like voice narrative, like in mission voice narrative. I might make that public soon, but that's a lot of spoilers. Like I said before, tilt the bottomless forward, put a battleship in it, and then make the enemy spawn forward to give the illusion of escorting the ship. Same with Rose's suggestion. Okay, Kumi and Kakao are good now. Nerf on the arcs made them feel weak. I'm not sure. The arcs just made them tolerable. Before they just free damaged you until you died and broke your shield because they were firing so many missiles at you. They weren't really fun to fight against. It's crazy. Vol, you and Nico are the most canon ever now with special mission appearances. Will there be friendly turrets you can use? Yes, they will be spawned from time to time. Enemy generator stations eventually. Sure, but they'll be mission targets. Mechanically, they might not do anything. We'll see in the future. We also have to balance the fact that, for example, if we have enemies that heal, we'll have to design like the encounter to make it a balanced encounter. Akira, why you ask? Because laughing in Russian. Yeah, you can just fly around them, but if you're in front of them, good luck. Especially if you have a lot of turrets and you're in their kill zone. Yeah. Will helicopters be able to drop turrets? No, I'm not sure we'll have big enough helicopters. We'll see in the future though. They're noted on the big helicopters. Right now, what they actually do is they have both the missile launcher and the machine guns, because we divided those weapons among two different types of helicopters. The big ones have both of those, but they use them one at a time. So we can convert them to like angel carriers. The angels being those small human power armor units. PvP mode where we play as turrets. I mean, what? Well, helicopters fire vindicators instead of missiles. Like I said, there are two helicopter types. There are three helicopter types. Two of them use the vindicator projectile type. More default mission variety would be nice. Yes, we're gonna add those single targets there. Tower defense game type. Yeah, that's a completely different game. ETA of these updates. Like I said, September is gonna be our special missions focus month. You can expect them like within the month. The final missions might take a while longer, especially since they're kind of grand. I said kind of, but yeah, they're gonna be pretty different from what our usual gameplay is like. Hacking weapon for single player. It feels like that would have a lot of additional gameplay mechanics to it. We'd also need like a UI update to differentiate like a viable target for hacking. And why not just like a general hacking tool, right? Versus mode. Like I said, the tower defense sounds cool, but it's gonna be a completely different game. Nice set dressing. Yeah, we're gonna be adding them even to the procedural missions. Solar and Dam will be pretty nice. Torbjorn turret. Oh, I said something from a different game. Arcs are now balanced, though you can just do a small forward and back to dodge now. Updated HLs have me somewhat concerned, but we'll see. Arcs. I feel like arcs are in an okay position right now. You can still use them for long range fighting. They're at least not annoying to fight now. Like, if you fight Kumi and Kakao with how the arcs were used to be, you'd be running behind buildings all the time, or cheesing the AI so that you only fight them one at a time. At least now with dual arcs, you'd still do that, but you're not required to use that strategy. And the usual. I know people in single player are using certain weapons, the usual certain weapons. 4 choppers, 1 at each corner for drop. Fire swarms instead of arcs, instead. Hand rail gun. Everyone's talking about the hand rail gun. That was just experimental, but we'll see in the future. Already annoying. Angry beehive of missiles. I mean, fighting the Shenji grunts is already annoying, and they don't have the hover movement of the helicopters, so I'm not sure if you want more of that on a helicopter body. Except there's no structure to defend. Yeah, mission 50 is supposed to be like a gauntlet. We abstracted the defense of the city to like waves of enemies because everyone in the city is fighting for their lives. You just basically have a sector that you're trying to clear of enemies. So that's what that's what turn 50 is. So yeah, actually I spoiled it. Oh my gosh, I avoided talking about the final mission, but let's just leave it at that. I suggest you guys play on the preview version of the game, play the missions mode. There are people who are already talking about it in the reviews about what the end game is like. I'd like to say that the neutral end game doesn't quite explain what's going on, but the 4 routes will give you like different facets, like more to the story of why turn 50 is the way it is, and it'll involve those 4 factions, and that's why the final missions are going to be a little grand. Yeah, so that's it. Missing small spaceships and whatever running away. Can we have a collateral damage mission where we just say screw it and destroy everything in an area? We already have a missions mode called basically destruction, so and anything that can be targetable can be destroyed anyway, and onslaught. So yeah, we don't actually strictly speaking, we don't have any missions where you have targets you shouldn't destroy or something, part of the mission is not destroying everything in sight. Oh, actually we do. We have safeguard. We have, well, in safeguard it's easier if you destroy everything on sight because it makes the capture faster. Oh no, sorry, safeguard. Safeguard is protecting the VIP. But yeah, even in safeguard, you want to kill off your enemies so that your friends aren't in danger unless they're in a hazard map. And the area capture, it's the same. You want the enemies off the capture zone so you can capture it faster. Survival, yeah, I guess survival is probably the only game mode where it's viable not to destroy anything because you can just run away if you want or hide somewhere. But in all the other game modes, you want to destroy everything that can be destroyed. So not true. Escorts, yeah. The escorts, like I said, sometimes you want to have at least one enemy alive so that your friends are not falling into a ditch or something. So yeah, the new static stuff I showed off, that's just a portion of them actually. They will add to this target destruction missions, especially the turrets and the cargo containers. We will have destruction missions where you will wipe those out, and those will be the targets. And we will also try to differentiate them from mobile, like the Archangels, the tanks, the helicopters. So there will be destruction missions where you have to destroy the specific targets rather than just everything. Everything that registers as an enemy is a target. Is currently what the game is like now. So in the future, I can't give you guys a solid timeline just yet because we're doing a lot of stuff, especially regarding special missions. And some of that stuff also. The stuff we're dealing with for special missions involves multiple factions in one mission. Like there will be missions where you fight your target is one faction, but then another faction comes in as part of the mission. Although we have that now, we have the ghost assassination intrusions, the kill teams, but we haven't really had like a serious like this is one faction, this is another faction coming in at X time. I'm spoiling, but let's just say that's where a lot of our development is right now. I like an orbital. Survival needs some kind of consequence for timers, camming, and running, in my opinion. Well, if you really want to play survival that way, I can't really fault you. It's not a fun way to play, but if you want money, and it also requires a certain mindset and a certain build, I guess. So I think it's okay, and it's since it's an RNG thing, you still have to have a game plan if there are no survival missions. So I am a little ambivalent on that, but opinion noted. Destroy buildings and other enemy civilian structures. We'll see. We'll see about that. Destroying command vehicles and communications relays, containers is as close as you can get to killing civilians. No, it's not killing civilians. It's as close as you can get to like killing non-combatant structures. Kill all except one, then just flight mode. Yeah. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh, well, if you want to play it that way. I feel like if you timer scam a survival mission, and we make some kind of system to punish that, it's gonna be too specific, like a railgun barrage or orbital barrage. I feel like why wouldn't they just fire the orbital barrage regardless of how many enemies are left? Killing civilians when? Oh my gosh, you guys. Maybe if we have that certain route that we were leaking, but then said I don't know, but then we realized we're not sure if we can make it to the 4 routes. We actually had 6 routes outside the neutral ending plan, but 2 of those were too specialized and we had them dropped. It also required a lot of very like specific narrative stuff, like someone explaining what's going on. It would require us to make specific character portraits, which yeah, there's gonna be a lot. Right now we're trying to explain everything in the emails and via missions. So, but adding those 2 maybe in the future, if we release this and it all goes well, we'll add more stuff. There are lots of features we also want to add to the game, but it's way beyond like our target. In fact, to tell you guys the truth, single player mode was beyond what we were planning when we first released Garrison Archangel in early access. So we'll see how far we can take it, because that's how anime works. Followers always save the final attack. You can only use once until the end. Wait, are there smuggler missions, not escort, but where you bring stuff from one? Where you bring stuff from one point of the map to another without getting detected, and where your pay depends on how much damage your cargo takes. That sounds like an escort mission. Right now we have escort missions, but they're not bring, they're just protect, and they're already pretty hard at it. We'll see if we can make specific AI. That'll involve like routing. We may make a special mission that does that, like bring this guy to this place. But right now the game is not really designed for like transport stuff. The maps are all traversable. The maps are all traversable with quick flight right now. So an escort mission might not. It would require a bigger map and like it can't be a procedural mission as things are right now. We'll see in the future if we can do something like that. So like deducting souls. Yeah, so we're not sure about adding more escort type missions. So safeguard right now is already a hit and or miss thing, especially with the with hazards involved. So not sure about a bring one to the other. And we also have survival, which is kind of like that, assuming you have the cargo and you just have to survive via timer. Because we actually had this original idea where it's like we'd mark a random area on the map, using the marker for the area capture, and you just have to go into that area, and you could just ignore enemies and fly around using flight mode. So it's not just the moving around kind of mission. It might be too easy. So yeah, we'll see in the future if we can do something like that. But right now, I think maps are not too large to allow a real like the feeling of just flying around. And yeah, GA is not that kind of game. It's you want to look cool and destroy stuff. So we'll consider it in the future, but right now it's not something we can promise. So yeah, are there any other questions? Let's see from Wednesday Warzone. Interestingly, the usual people in the Wednesday Warzone Discord room are here in our what do you call this, in our YouTube chat. So there are 10 people watching right now, and actually I think we can end this Wednesday Warzone if you guys don't have any more questions. It's not yet been 1 hour, but it's not yet been 1 hour, but I didn't want to actually. I just want to tell a funny story. Before this Wednesday Warzone, I was planning on saying I want this Wednesday Warzone to be short, but whenever I said that in previous Wednesday Warzones, they ended up being an hour long. So right now I avoided saying that, and I just showed everything and just answered your questions, and it ended up being shorter than what I expected it to be. We don't have a lot in the way of updates right now because it's just been a week, really. Last week we showed you guys as much as we could, including future plans. And yeah, I actually just intended to show the stuff I showed earlier, then answer your questions and go. You love talking about the game too much. We all do. Yeah. It's more mission. Just like Hansel. But, you know, the Millennium Falcon is a spaceship and you're like a robot fighting machine bristling with weapons and you're just gonna fly around. Might be fun though, like for meme speed builds, I guess. But like I said, we don't have maps where we don't have maps big enough so that using flight mode would have any like meaningful what do you call this? The experience would be too short with our existing maps. We need to make really big maps for your idea to be like a compelling game mode, I guess. I don't know how to explain it better than that because of flight mode existing in the game right now. Lolly Sprite. Lolly Sprite. Yeah, we'll get back to you guys on that regarding the character sprites. Right now we just want to finish, like I said, we want to finish the four faction narratives and special missions, and we still have to clear all because we have Paragon levels for all the manufacturers. So those guys will also have final missions, but they won't be like game-ending routes. They'll just be like, oh, you reached the final. You're very trusted in this faction, and you've unlocked some high-end cosmetic stuff. So we also have that to finish after this. So the stuff I showed you guys are basically like the building blocks. Like we're setting up for those final missions, and it's gonna be really exciting stuff. Let's just say Eagle and Montaleon put out all the stops for this final mission. Random route, please. Yeah, people have been asking about. What's the GA version of the FBI? Well, in the Solar Empire, the only taboo things that Uh, Throughout the empire, the only taboo things are basically the proliferation of high-end cybernetics and high-end artificial intelligence, and those things that and certain technologies which I discussed. No, I have not discussed certain technologies outside of things I disseminated. That's all. I have not discussed this in previous Wednesday Warzones, but there are certain technologies that you're not supposed to disseminate throughout the solar empire. And high-end cybernetics, like high-level cybernetics and high-level AI, are also taboo. They don't want the development of such things to be widespread. And there's a special like secret police group that investigates those kinds of things. They're called sentries. We actually discussed the demiurge. I guess I can talk about it. Lots of people already dropped demiurge as a word. The demiurge are the ancient enemies of the solar empire, and the sentry were made basically to prevent a demiurge incursion, to prevent future demiurge incursions into the solar empire, because the demiurge were also using sophisticated tactics to infiltrate the solar empire at one point. But the solar empire right now is at a state where they haven't, at least publicly, reported any demiurge conflicts, any major demiurge conflicts. The last publicly known reported one was the second battle of Garrison, which the Solar Empire won, and incursion wars after that, which were at other sectors of the Solar Empire. So the sentry just makes sure there are no more remnants of demiurge running around, basically. And to that end, they investigate high-level AI, high-level cybernetics, and the proliferation of demiurge technology. So yeah, actually, yeah, the solar farm and the hydro dam, I don't know. I feel like the hydro dam's still pretty small, being very honest. It only looks big, but there's a lot. It's actually a small area. Going back to the racing around smuggling idea, solar farm might be a good smuggle mission, but then again, I think with flight mode being easily accessible, it's not gonna be too hard. Hey, I just got an idea. What if the ace goes? See, throughout the fight, there are lots of ghosts in the game. We need a voice actor for each of them. Someone was comparing the Solar Empire to another franchise, and I don't want to say the franchise name on air. I'll just say, yeah, we took some inspiration from that, but then again, the Solar Empire allows things like mega corporations, and they actually rely a lot on mega corporations and their colonies, which have become, the colonies have become so large, they're basically their own star nations. Would add character if they can keep the same actor per ghost. Sounds expensive, yeah. I'm just saying, we can get people to voice act ghosts, but it's right now we only have a volunteer voice actor force, and it's mostly the same people. So, we fans could do it. Yeah, sure. Units against the sentries, the humanoid one, maybe not voice it, and they are always end game nightmare tier. Yeah, let's just say the demiurge are pretty scary, and that's why they have to be extra vigilant against them. And yeah, that's all I can say. Make it a VA competition or something. I actually lost count of how many ghosts you can encounter in the game. So a competition might not be enough to cover all of them. So I can voice a few, and probably I know some people. We have some volunteers, and I'm very thankful for them. We actually put them in the credits. I can get them to voice some of the ghosts, but we might just make 2 or 3 lines per ghost, their entrance and their death. Maybe, and that's a maybe. Actually, we have a lot of voice clips from different people who submitted the voices, and we can probably assign specific ones to the ghost. Might be cool. Record lines, send them. Yeah, and we actually are still accepting voice recordings. So if you send them over, I actually put a link. I put my email, so it's at the description of this video. In fact, you can just send them over to me, and we'll see what we can do. So yeah, people are already dropping stuff. They're like, I guess this was the stage where we were discussing the setting of Garrison Archangel, and we didn't really make a single player campaign yet. So I'm glad you people still remember those stuff we dropped, like the Demiurge, the Sentries, and the Prints, which are Demiurge infiltrators, and they're very sophisticated infiltrators. The Demiurge has been explained as a rogue artificial intelligence that got too big. That's the explanation given by the Solar Empire, and it's hostile to humanity itself. So the Demiurge are able to use prints to infiltrate Imperial society, and they can wreak a lot of havoc. But they won't. The Solar Empire, and I won't discuss more than how they do that or what prints are capable of. The sentries are tasked to make sure they identify these prints, or they identify demiurge activity to subvert a populace to the cause of the demiurge, which I won't discuss here. I won't discuss yet, but I think I'm revealing a lot. It's just that I'm pretty sure I said this before, so it's not. I'm just making sure I'm only talking about the cards I've laid out. There's still more stuff to come, and the future special missions of the Baja Secunda campaign will explain more of that stuff. So only specific story ghosts get one. Yeah. Limited time offer. Profit. I know people want Red Doom. We will see if we can do more with Random. So, Mad Earth Scientist, Grey Goo. That's another. Oh yeah, okay. I'll just say turn 50 has a lot to do with the Demiurge. And a lot of things I said were involved in turn 50. So, yeah. Random is the final boss of Arcade. We'll try to get something special for Arcade mode. I know we've been focusing a lot on the story campaign, but we are focusing on it because, like I said, when we first released Garrison Archangel, we weren't intending on making it anything more than like a competitive mech fighting game with customization elements. So now that we've shifted gears and gone for a story campaign kind of deal, we're actually creating a lot of stuff from scratch. I'm just putting this out there so you guys know what it's like. But there's a lot of stuff you guys are gonna see that I think you guys will enjoy, because when we first revealed the missions mode, given its current state, I mean, people are talking about the bugs and everything, and they don't like escort missions. We received a lot of positive feedback, and we'd like to make missions mode the best thing it could be, given that people like it and they have a lot of hopes for it. We just want to make it really good, so that we can release the game and it feels complete. It has a single player campaign, the option to play online with friends, a solid arcade mode, and lots of game modes you can play with friends locally, split screen, and even online. We just want to focus on finishing the campaign mode because there's a lot of stuff still coming, and you guys are talking about it. You want bosses, you want all this new mission types, so we're trying to get as much of that in right now. So yeah, Randoom is a arena pilot. Remember, I said the arcade mode, Garrison Archangel before the Baja Secunda missions mode was basically the celebrity archangels, the pilots. They're not the ghosts. The ghosts are like military mercenaries, and they fight secret wars between the factions and the different mega corporations. But arcade mode, that's stuff you see on TV. That's like watching pro wrestling. So Randoom is on there. She's like a champion. So if you want to say Randoom is a bad guy, I'd like to say maybe not. Maybe that's just her persona. And yeah, but I would say I don't want to say too much about it because Randoom is a little girl piloting a archangel, and that is pretty odd, even among arena archangel pilots. So we'll see what we can do regarding Random in the future. It's just that we just want to finish, like, the campaign first. So there. Yeah, heal and face stats. Like I said in the previous Wednesday Warzone, we wanted like a campaign mode where rather than the ghosts receiving missions from the different factions and making enemies, it was a like a stable, pro wrestler stable, and you would hire like up and coming arena jockeys to your stable, and you'd also upgrade your own arena mech, and you'd manage your like social media. We actually had that idea where you'd manage your social media, like you'd have a fake, like Twitter, I don't know, something like that, and you'd also there were some ideas like you'd read the trends and then change the color of your mech, or people like Medvedev, so let's fight our next battle in Medvedev, or you decide no, but my stable's design is Stalwalder, so there's brand loyalty. It's a different kind of like campaign faction picking. It's more like trying to be relevant, like it's like a showbiz celebrity kind of campaign mode. So there. Yeah, as far as yeah, I know it sounds great just talking about it. And then at first you're the one fighting your own. You're your own manager basically. You're fighting your own battles against the high end cards, and but you have bad equipment, and people are commenting on how oh my gosh, he's using an old Quago. How lame. So you want to buy like fashionable parts, and like I said, going back to the you'd look at the trends and you'd see that people are talking about this new Medvedev equipment. So you'd buy the new Medvedev, like Strelka is in vogue right now. So you'd use a Strelka to boost your popularity when fighting. So it's a lot of cool stuff. But similar to what someone was suggesting earlier, the tower defense, it's a completely different game. But it's so fun to think about. Yeah, Strelka's always in vogue. Of course, we have to make it. We have to gamify it. Okay, so of course, Bleeding Edge would have the highest. Like Bleeding Edge would have a bonus to the fashionable stat. So people would like Bleeding Edge if they wanted to become popular faster. And being popular allowed you to get sponsorships. Just thinking about it. Anyway, it's completely different game. It's not GA right now. Going back, we have to complete the Baja Secunda. There's more in terms of exciting stuff. There's really fun stuff coming up. I might leak some stuff in the next week. It's actually concept art. I know we haven't released concept art outside pilots, so we might release some concept art in the coming weeks, so you guys have an idea of what's to come. And there might. Given the development, we might be able to show you guys some screenshots. But for now, let's just say those turrets have to go somewhere. So that's it. Yeah, let's end this. It's almost 11. When I checked earlier, it was 10:40. So I was talking about how I wanted to keep this Archangel Wednesday Warzone short. But we ended up talking more because you're so excited. And I got excited too. That sports manager idea got me excited. So yeah, we like Robo Fights explained. You gotta finish what's on our plate, and that's exactly what we intend to do in the coming months. We do want like a complete single player experience, and everyone will feel good. Right now, people are already bragging that they defeated stage 50 by becoming fashion gods. So imagine with the different factions, and especially since one of the factions is designed to be really hard. So it would be a real badge of honor to say that you cleared that faction, because that faction has a lot of penalties associated with it. And yeah, I'll leave that for you guys to discover in the future. But I guess people on the Discord know about it, know the faction we're talking about. Let's just say if the Imperial Legion is the easy mode, like I revealed earlier, the last remaining faction is the hard mode. You only get penalties helping them out. You only get they do provide you compensation, but the penalties are really severe for helping them out. So there's that. And yeah, can you imagine in the future, and then you brag that I helped these guys, and then I got that ending, and people will be like, "What? How do you do that? You don't have parts." We better have idols that can pilot archangels. Every mecha game has it. Oh man. Oh man. If you only knew. Yeah, I do. I agree with that sentiment so hard. We'll see what the future brings. So, yep, that was Wednesday Warzone. I'd like to thank everyone. There were a lot of people in the comments right now just sending on suggestions, and I love that. I love the suggestions. I love the general excitement regarding the game. It's really great, and yeah, we want to complete the game so that more people can come in, and we can do more with it. Because if this game becomes big, we can do lots with it. Like the sports manager idea earlier, all these mission modes you guys want, all these mecha idols and stuff, and all these additional stuff you want, merchandising. That can all come in if we really become big, and we hope you guys support us. And I do really want Garrison Archangel to become really big. Of course, I made it. We made it. And yeah, so please do keep supporting us, and thank you for watching Wednesday Warzone. Thank you for being very what's that term? Like participative. Is that a word? Thank you for your participation. Thank you for being excited about our development. Thank you for sticking around. Basically, yeah, and we'll continue to do our best to make Garrison Archangel the mecha game that we wanted. The dream mecha game we all wanted. So never stop building and send in. Yeah, like what RoboFight said. Never stop building. RoboFights, by the way, makes AI fight videos. All you have to do is send him your mecha fight data. Never stop building your mechs. Never stop testing the game. So if there are problems with certain weapons, we can identify and fix. And also, please do send audio clips to my email, which is in the description below, and we'll try to add you to the game, and we'll credit you, in fact. And yeah, back to RoboFights. You should send him your mech save data. He makes videos. His channel is full of mech fight videos, so we actually post them on our social media from time to time. So there's that. Yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching. Thank you for dropping your suggestions. Thank you for discussing the game. On behalf of the Garrison Archangel team, we're very thankful for all the support. And without you guys, we wouldn't have gone this far. Honestly, really. So we just want more people to play Garrison Archangel. Basically, we just want to grow and become something really big. Yeah. Yeah, I also had a free shill for that Robo fight. I would also like to have a shout out to our Japanese player base on Twitter. Over the past few days and weeks, we actually released the Gari Aku and the Gyari Aku tag, and I've actually been following their discussions, and they actually play. I keep saying actually. They've been playing the they've been playing multiplayer, and people have been. This is a continuation of what I said last week, and I think it's also our chat. It's also our chat system, but I'm not sure. They've actually been playing with each other. If you follow their discussions, they actually invite each other to like play online PvP games, and I'd like to like thank them, especially one of them. I think I wouldn't want to be presumptuous. I know that Twitter user calls themselves. I'm not sure themselves Gigi Neko and Enma State. They've really been spreading the word. I'd like to thank them for that. And there are Japanese players playing the game, posting their stuff, and it's really great. We also have that on Discord. It's just surprising to see it in a public place like Twitter, basically. So yeah, I'd like to thank them along with you guys. And if they're watching, because there are 10 people here, but I only count 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4, 5. There are 10 people watching, but I only count 5 people talking. So I think one of those other 5 who aren't like saying hello or whatever, they're probably one of the Japanese players. I'm just throwing something out there. I just think that's true. But I'd like to thank them if they're ever watching this. If they're watching the archive, yeah, arigatou gozaimasu. Yeah, basically, really kansha shimasu. Basically. So, yep, the stuff they post on YouTube is also great. So, going back for the English speaking crowd, you guys, if you post videos, just as long as it's Garrison Archangel somewhere in the description, I'll probably look at it and share it, or we'll share it on our social media. So, because this might sound bad, but because we're so busy developing the game, we hardly have time to make like videos of the game in action. Although we do post like snippets from time to time, so seeing people play whatever's on our preview build and making videos, that we use that mostly to like showcase the game, and it's really in my opinion, it's a true showcase of the game, because it's not a how do I call it? It's a very true depiction of the game, because you're just picking up the game, you know nothing about it, or you just picked up the game, you don't know how the inner workings, you don't know how to do the cheats or whatever, or you don't know the secret camera angles that we know to make the game look good, and you're just playing it. And if you're having fun or doing something cool with it, it shows other potential players that, hey, this guy just picked up the game and he made a video, and the video looks cool, and he's just a guy, he's just a guy playing the game. He's not a developer who can easily like tweak the game values. And I think that's a better way to like truly shill the game, basically. And yeah, so people who make AI fight videos like Robo Fights, we're very thankful for them. And I think that's enough. I've been thanking people for like 5 minutes straight and just telling everyone how great our community is. So we have to end this Wednesday Warzone. So thank you everyone who stuck till the end. Once again, this was Paolo from the Garrison Archangel team, and this has been Wednesday Warzone. Sara, bye bye.